if I can give people that I don't particularly like all of me, then I need to be giving myself that same energy.
Flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes, baby. Let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my.
Hello, everybody. It's been forever since I've done a sit down video, and like literally it's been like 2 months, but that's okay. I've been thinking about this video for the better part of like 3 weeks now, and that is basically like, how am I doing everything? So if you want to know basically how to content create, and that can be whatever content creation means for you, without having to like quit your day job or quit any hobbies or things like that, then this video is for you, and then you can keep on watching. So this is a legit like chit chat, okay? Get you some wine. I got me some wine. I put out a poll on Instagram. One person answered the question. Shout out to my friend. But I decided to do a video like this because a lot of people who interact with me every day are constantly asking me like, how do I find time to do it all? When do I have time to do it all? Etc. So if you are new to my channel, or if you don't know, I am full-time active duty Air Force. I've been in the Air Force for 15.5 years. I started like, I'll just say like my YouTube journey in 2017. And I got like into content creating and getting back on like my passion of creating, and just in the arts and entertainment and stuff like that, heavily in like towards the end. No, was it the beginning? The end of 2021 going into 2022. So I wanted to make this video because a lot of people that I know personally who've been in the Air Force, who've been like models, actors, financial gurus, writers, stuff like that, we were all kind of like coming up. I would say like around 2012 was when I was really surrounded. 2012 was when I was really surrounded by like a group of people. We wanted to create LLCs. We wanted to create spaces for Black people to be able to thrive and to have platforms to produce whatever their art and stuff was. And I'm gonna be real, I created a website. This was back when like Twitter was still kind of new. I reached out to Damon Wayans Jr. and I got to interview him. I reached out to Lion Babe and I got to interview them. And I reached out to Andrew Allen. I knew him from the Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl when Issa Rae like started her YouTube series. And my one friend, she started her foundation. If he knocks down this camera, I swear, go sit down. Thank you. My friend, she started her foundation. She was putting on, like, we was helping her like put together like spoken word shows and like open mic nights and stuff like that. Like, it was just huge. And then at some point, I would say internally, I was just like, oh my God, these people don't know who I am, and they like let me interview them and let me talk to them, and let me have these moments with them. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it scared me. And then I just started like talking myself out of it, like, oh, the demand is too much. I'm young in the Air Force. How am I gonna do both? I really was considering getting out at like my 4-year mark. But then I kept getting like these overseas assignments and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to get out and give up security for like the potential. And my whole thought like wasn't even realized yet. Like, I knew I had talent. Something in me made these people trust me to communicate with me, and I'm gonna forever hold on to that. But it was scary, and I can now say, like, in hindsight, like, I was not ready. So I'm going through life, I'm living my life. always in the back of my mind, like when I was in Italy, I used to just go to the gym and just dance, and people would be asking like, are you in the production, like da da da, and I'm like, no, I don't want to forget my dance background, my creative outlet, and stuff like that. And I tried blogging and all these different things, and it just was not feeling right. And then I started seeing friends like get out of the Air Force and like kind of make it a little bit. And I'm just like, oh, when this is gonna be my turn, man, should I do the same thing? But I was just like, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready. I don't want to go home. I don't want to be no bum. I don't want to be on nobody's couch. I don't want to have to depend on nobody but myself. So I stayed, and then Air Force career just started like booming, taking off. Don't get me wrong, I done had some bumps. Okay, this is not a valley. This is very much some hills, but I was excelling in it, and I'm like, okay, let me just focus on that. Then in 2017, 2015 going into 2016, I literally just tested out of every class that I needed to get my associate's degree. I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready to get back into the school. 2017, I started taking classes for my bachelor's degree, full time at that. Now there's a lot of different things that was going on between that time, but I was ready to get my degree. And then I started getting back into my photography and back on YouTube. But I didn't really have like a direction for YouTube. I just knew I wanted to get back. And at that time it was makeup. Like I'm dabbling in makeup and doing all this other stuff. I'm talking about different things, this, that, and the third. And it just seemed like the easiest thing to do. Started putting myself out there for modeling shows and stuff in Texas. Just kind of, you know, dipping my toes in it. And I did get picked up for like a LA show, and then like a local show for a local clothing brand. So that was all good and dandy. Boom. COVID happened, filed for divorce. It was, the environment in which I was trying to do these things wasn't necessarily the best. The support wasn't necessarily the best from anybody, from the person that I was with, and then just other people in my life didn't really like see the vision, and stuff like that. But like, you know, when you down and out and you only got you, baby, and I am like really, really good for that. Okay, I'm going to get me out. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, 2020 happened, got a new job. I got the ups and downs of emotions and the divorce and this and the third. So I got back to YouTube. Makeup stuff, mostly. Some get ready with me, you know, just like soft launching myself into these things. Plus, still school. 2021 is like the end of 2021. It was so much going on. It was so much turmoil, so much chaos. And I was just at a point in my life where I was just like, fuck work, fuck everybody. Like, I'm only focusing on me. My work didn't subside. Honestly, I think I excelled more. But I kind of withdrew, like, personally and personality wise. And that's when I got to plants. And I started nurturing plants and taking care of plants. And in turn, I was taking care of me. And I started rebuilding this new version of me, and because I was focused on me, I wasn't focused on Air Force satisfaction or what other people thought I should do and paths they thought I should take. I was like telling my she wasn't my girlfriend at the time, but I was telling her like I want to get back into acting, photography. Like I'm back into makeup, I'm back on YouTube, kind of. I'm taking my pictures. I'm going outside my apartment, doing my little pictures and stuff like that. But I'm like, I really, really, really want to get into acting. And I was like, I got so much confidence everywhere, but acting, blah, blah, blah. So I got on backstage and I started applying for jobs and stuff like that. I got picked up for 2 student workshops. The first one was like so deep. We did a scene from A Marriage Story. Look it up. Stars Scarlett Johansson and, oh my God, I cannot think of his name. Minnie Driver's brother. I can't think of his first name. Anyways, we did that and it was just so powerful. That scene honestly reflected like the end of my marriage. And so it was really like the first time that I was in a position to act out something that I had to like give something to, and it was just like amazing. And then somebody from the class wanted me to do another workshop, so I'm like, okay, cool. And then from there I got into this acting out competition. It was like a virtual competition kind of, where you get like the night before, you get like, you're gonna do a comedy monologue, submit it at this time, and you got like the rules. But it was like a knockout competition, and I made it to the second to last round, so that really was like a boost of confidence. Still working every day, crazy hours, long hours sometimes, and still going to school. Okay, like I literally finished my degree in August and I just graduated and walked the stage on December 15th. Like, yes. So all of that, right? And I'm not even gonna talk about 2023. That's literally another video. But all of that, right? So when I'm going to these auditions or I'm going to these other spaces and people are like, oh, you know, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what? How are you doing all this? I'm able to do this because of discipline. Like, discipline. And discipline is not something that you just tell yourself, I'm going to be disciplined, I'm going to do that. You actually have to practice it. So think of it as like a muscle. You want that muscle to get bigger, you got to like continue to work at it. And you also have to have enough self-awareness to know when you're not mature enough to handle some things. And one of the things I talk about a lot with other entertainers is that I'm so glad that all of these things are happening right now in my life, because it's not that I wouldn't have succeeded if I was younger, but I wouldn't have had the life experience to help me see through bullshit and to help me focus. So like when I'm working, it's go time. If it's break time or whatever, cool, we kikiing and stuff like that. But sometimes I'm sitting in a corner and I'm studying or I'm rehearsing or I'm doing something. I'll engage in conversation, but like my mindset now is like, when it's time to go, it's time to go. And my last job as a military training instructor for new recruits into the Air Force, we would get things like no notice inspections. You got an hour to memorize all of this stuff and then get graded on it. And toot my horn, because fuck it, for the last year and a half, I got nothing less than outstandings, and that's the highest one that you can get. But it took going home and rehearsing. It took when everybody's laughing and talking about sports, shoes, or whatever is happening on the news. I'm in the regulations. I'm studying. I'm going over things. I'm trying to memorize things. And I'm doing those things and practicing the things that I'm studying and constantly talking about it and training and this, that, and the third. So now, especially with the year that I've had, as I'm going into these spaces, you know, action, boom, it's on. Cut. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm talking. And everybody's like, how are you able to do that? Like, oh my God. And it's literally life and experience has helped me be disciplined. And it helped me to see when I was ready. And you'll know you're ready when you come home tired. And I'm telling y'all, I have come home tired. Yeah, this for everybody who come home tired. I knew I was ready when I would come home from being with trainees all day, get on YouTube, look up a monologue, go sit down, look up a monologue, stop, pause, write it down. Because when I write it, I'm a kinesthetic learner, so I have to write it because then now they're mine. I'm making them mine. And, or like, I worked last night, but I got to work in the afternoon. But then I'm waking up hours early and I'm going over and I'm studying these lines, studying these lines, studying these lines. Then I'm getting in front of the camera. Then I'm doing my monologue and then I'm submitting it. Then I'm hurrying up, getting dressed and I'm going to work. Or on a lunch break or right before going to work, I'm getting on like a Zoom call or something like that. I'm taking off my uniform top and I'm having this meeting and I'm going to all that stuff. Like, I knew that I was ready when I was prepared to sacrifice something that is like the number 2 thing in my life. Number 1 is food. Number 2 is sleep. And when I would come in after giving my all day, and I found myself giving myself me, oh baby, it was on and popping then, because it's like, if I can give people that I don't particularly like all of me, then I need to be giving myself that same energy. And so I already told y'all, I started like transferring it. I started like withdrawing that energy from work and pouring it into me. So little by little, I'm at work, I'm on autopilot. I can spit this stuff out. I can do this stuff with my eyes closed. I'm still giving you everything. I'm still doing all that, or the illusion that I'm giving you everything. Because when it was time to clock out, sometimes I would change at work and they'd be like, where are you going? Out. I'm not about to let this be my identity. It's never been my identity. And I would just go do stuff for me. And in that, I became my own manager, director, agent, creative, everything. And because of that, things like, again, like I said, I had a dream and started this path in 2012. It's 11 years later. So this has been 11 years in the making with a lot of pit stops, some longer than others. But when I started and I knew it's time, you can give yourself 20 minutes. You can give yourself an hour. If you're going to be on YouTube all day anyway, watch something that's going to benefit you. Study somebody who's in a place or in a space or in a, like anything, or mentally or spiritually somewhere that you see yourself. So instead of watching YouTube for like makeup videos and all this other stuff, I started studying and watching people who I didn't want to mimic them, but I wanted to see what they were doing and how they were growing and what they were doing to put the action and the work behind their own manifestations. And a lot of it, I was like, I'm already doing that. But it took the, oh my God, okay, I'm gonna take a nap, to being like, do this and then go to sleep. Do this and then go to sleep. Do this and then do that. So I kind of put myself on a reward system, because how do you say you want to be somewhere if you're unwilling to put in the work? If you're unwilling to sacrifice sleep, sacrifice time, sacrifice hanging out with friends, it takes that. Is it gonna be that the whole time? No, but it's damn sure gonna take that. And for me, it's like, I'm a nobody. Don't nobody know me. I ain't got no agent. I ain't got this and the third. I just did a commercial on the 4th of December, and they're like, oh my God, who represents you? Like blah blah blah. And I'm like, nobody. And they were like, are you kidding? No. They were like, so how are you doing this? I'm at work, I do my work, I get on backstage, I scroll for hours, I'm looking up stuff, I'm looking up things, I beef up my backstage page. I want to do anime one day. I love cartoons, specifically anime. I would just get on the internet and look up stuff and record my voice reading it, trying different voices, getting outside of myself and trying to do silly things and stuff like that, doing different monologues and stuff like that. Even in the acting competition, I didn't win. I saved those reels and put them up there. And it's like, you can't become somebody if you're not giving people something to look at. It's not enough to say, I'm going to be something one day. You have to show it. And in that comes growth as well. There's some voice reels on my backstage page that I'm just like, ugh, but I'm not going to delete it. Because as I kept doing more, I didn't get the job, but somebody hit me up and was like, I love your voice. I'm going to can you read this? I'm going to send it over to the casting director, but you sound amazing. And the discipline comes with I got rejected, but I don't rejoice. I don't harp on the rejection. I rejoice in the fact that somebody considered me. And it's not that I'm inconsiderable. And no, I'm not. I'm damn sure gonna be ecstatic when I get picked for stuff. But I'm disciplined and I'm mature enough to know that the no's are gonna come. It just is what it is. I'm not about to cry about it. I'm not about to bitch about it. My job that I had the last 3 years, so many things got taken from me that was actually deserved. And what ended up happening in the end is I came out on top. So the no's are meant to be no's. And the yeses are damn sure meant to be yeses. So being at a space where you're like, where you're not disappointed. Because for me, I don't even like my voice. I hate my voice. Hate it. But this movie I just shot, the sound guy was like, your tone, it sounds so good. Oh my God, you sound so good. Just listen to this. Oh my God. You're able to change your volume, but and I'm just like, thank you. Because like 20 minutes ago, I was telling the other cast members that I hated the sound of my voice. So it's like being disciplined enough to even get over yourself and get out of your way. You may not like your facial expressions. It's going to fit somebody. You may not like your voice. It's going to fit somebody. You may not like your face. You may not like your body or whatever. Do it. Now, when it comes to if you have to like quit your job or sacrifice school or something like that, those are all personal things. Like I said, I knew people who got out and it worked for them. I knew people who got out and it did not work for them and they regretted it. For me, finally having a support system, especially in a partner that understands that sometimes I'm only going to have 10 minutes for her, 5 minutes for her. Sometimes I'm only going to have text messages for you because I'm videoing something or I'm doing photography. And then when I'm done, I'm passing out. But having a group of people, my other friends, just be your biggest cheerleaders. Like you can do it all if your support is genuine. And if that support is 1 or 2 people, then let it be 1 or 2 people. Because they understand and they see more in you than you're able to realize yourself. Like there'll be times I would go for stuff and I'm just like, oh yeah, I got it. Like, okay, cool, it's just a job. And my friends and my girlfriend are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, hell no, this is a big deal. Oh my God, like going up. And I'm like, you know, that is a big deal. Okay. Like just bigging me up. Bigging me up. So I'm actually really glad I didn't get out because I'm getting this retirement. Like I'm getting this retirement. I'm getting this disability, baby. But I constantly like kept my eye on the prize and I accepted the sacrifices that it was going to take. I did not see my path being this. I mean, no one does. But I knew I was going to get here. The path and the journey that I took to get here was insane. And yet it's the most rewarding thing that has happened in my life. Like it's still not done. And that's really, really amazing. So the biggest takeaways is again, being self-aware and knowing like when you're ready. And that means having real conversations, like knowing that if you want to get a role and they require you to work out twice a day, 3 times a week and get an acting coach, be real with yourself and know that if you can do it or if you cannot. Be real with yourself and know if you can adhere to a diet, not change your hair color, not cut your hair and stuff like that. Like understand that it's gonna come with other things. And if you're like, I can do that. Like for me, y'all know I changed y'all just now seeing my real hair after like 3 years. But that's what wigs are for. So it's like stuff like that. So that's one. Two, discipline. And understanding that with discipline comes self-sacrifice. Even I went out with my friends, but we coming home at a certain time. Or if I came home late, I'm staying up because I need to make up that time. I need to make up doing those things, because if I gave time to that, why am I not giving time to me? And that's the biggest thing that clicked in my mind is I literally, for a point in time, I was going to work with people that got on my goddamn nerves. That they literally had it out to get me. So why am I showing up, still giving you something when I can't stand you, and then when I come home, I give myself nothing? So knowing that I'm the discipline to show up for myself, and showing up for myself means sacrificing for myself. And I'm not going to give other people more than I'm giving me. I'm not doing that no more. Like, at all. And there was a third thing. Self-awareness, discipline. Self-awareness, discipline, sacrifice. I don't know. It is what it is. But that's all I got. That's how I do it. Oh, my one friend that did answer the question on Instagram asked, when do I eat? Y'all just gotta catch me on Snap. I be eating all the time. Like, your girl be out here eating oysters, eating steak, lobster. I be cooking, and stuff like that. But, oh my God. Getting a calendar if you can. I love writing stuff down. But a digital calendar has saved my life. Like, a digital organizer. Yes, my calendar, I've been using that like crazy on my iPhone for the last year and a half. But a digital organizer, scheduling my content and all the other stuff, saved my life. That is going to wrap up today's video. I hope I said something meaningful for you to take away from it. The biggest thing is you can do it all. I flew myself out for a movie that won in 4 film festivals. I booked the commercial myself. I applied to talent agencies myself. I got the lead role in another short film myself, one of the lead roles. And I'm planning a brand trip for myself for the summer. Whenever anybody asks you, who are you? Or who do you think you are? Just say what I say. Who aren't I? Thank you for chit-chatting with me and my dogs and almost falling over. It's up and it's stuck, baby. That's the theme of my life right now. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on all of my socials at KiVonShe on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Yo, it goes up on Snapchat, okay? You can get that every day. You can get like all the dumb stuff that I be doing, the silly stuff or whatever. Comment below, y'all. Comment below. Interact with me, okay? Don't come at me in 2024, 2025, then trying to be leaving comments talking about, oh, I've been watching you for X, Y, Z. No. Show me now, okay? Love me at my beginning, okay? So you can be there at the end. You know what I'm saying? Bye, y'all.
That little flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes, baby. Let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my